get out in the water, because that'll work.
All right, where are we at? Is that on the right setting? Okay, she has to stop whining.
She's up. All right. No, you gotta take a break. Come on, we gotta get out of here, Andrew. Your mom doesn't want us in here. Stop, baby.
That's not what I said.
No, take a break. Take a break.
Okay, Dad, try this candy. Alright.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to be sharing some of our product this evening with you. I'm going to be going over quite a bit, actually. So if you have any questions or comments throughout the demo, please feel free to just put them in the comments. And once the demo is done and we have stopped the live feed, I will go back and check on all the questions for you. At the end of the demo, I'll go over the freebies and stuff that you can receive with your order. And I will post the link to order in your group as well. That way, if you need a refresher on it, it's there. So tonight we're making grilled chicken BLTs. We're also going to be using our new waffle puff pan, which I have to say has been extremely popular since it came out March 1st. We're going to be using that to make red velvet basically puff cakes. And then we're also going to be making a chocolate chip muffin cake also in our rock crock. So to get started, we're making baked beans also. So to get started, we are going to be using our quick cooker, which is right back here, as you guys can see. This is a fairly new product. It's been out less than a year, and it's one of those game changers for your kitchen. It's going to take, it's basically anything you would do in a crock pot, you can do in this, but you're going to do it in literally a fraction of the time. And with, I'm sure some of you have heard of the Instapot. So this is a pressure cooker, and ours is called the Quick Cooker. It has 16 pre-settings on it, which offers a few more settings than anything else that you may see on the market. We have a sear setting, so if you're just doing ground meat or something, that's what that setting would be for. We have a steam setting, a slow cooker setting, so even if you still wanted the slow cooker option, you would have that feature with this particular product. We have a proof setting for proofing bread, which is something that's not typically offered on pressure cookers. We have a white rice, a brown rice setting. We have whole grains as well. We have chicken and poultry, beef and pork. We have fish and seafood, soup, stock, beans, stew chili, and a dessert setting. And as a matter of fact, this will actually do a cheesecake way faster than what you've ever seen a cheesecake cook before. So this is such a great product to add to your kitchen. Like I said, game changer, especially if you are a very busy household and you need something to really prepare those meals in a fast amount of time. This is definitely going to be the product for you. So tonight we're doing our baked beans in our quick cooker. And I want to also share with you guys that with our quick cooker, which is something different than if you were to order a pressure cooker from somewhere else, one thing you don't get with it are basically just the instructions on all the different foods that you can cook with it. I mean, you need that help so that you don't pull it out of the box, or one, leave it in the box and not even use it because you don't know how to. So Pampered Chef's going to actually give you everything you need in order to use this product and not leave it in the box. So one thing that I love about Pampered Chef is they really, really encourage their customers and give them the recipes that they need to use our product. So this here comes with your quick cooker, and this is basically the Bible for the quick cooker. It's going to have in here in the very front, it's going to show you which beans and how long they cook for. It's going to have grains and rice. And then the next page here is going to show you all the different vegetables. So one of the examples I love to give is sweet potatoes cook in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And for anybody that's ever cooked sweet potatoes, you know how long those take to cook. So what a game changer again for this. And On the last section here of your basically food instructions is going to be meat and poultry. And that's going to show you how long to cook it, whether it's raw or it's going to be frozen. So that's a really nice guide to have as well, because yes, you actually can put frozen food in here and cook it right up. One of the first things I ever cooked was a pot roast. It was about 2.5 pounds. Added the vegetables, the pot roast, completely frozen. And 55 minutes later, it was completely done. It was just tender as all get out. And like I said, 55 minutes. That's normally anywhere from 5 to 6 hours in your oven. So you would really be saving a lot of electricity with that. You're saving definitely a lot of time. So this is something that is definitely worth investing into your kitchen. Within about 30 to 60 days, it's going to pay for itself because you don't have to eat out as often. You can really, really expand your recipe options in your kitchen using this also. So let's get busy using it. Now, the first thing we're going to actually do with this is we're going to put it on sear because we need to get the bacon going for our baked beans. So we're simply just going to open it up, and you're going to hear that little sound. And then we're going to take our bacon. I have a package of bacon sitting right here. We're going to take our new kitchen scissors, and these are great because they actually come apart. So one of the important things about scissors is to be able to take them apart for cleaning purposes, and they are stainless steel. So we're just going to take our bacon and we're just going to cut it into some pieces using our kitchen shears. I use these all the time. I use them on meat, I'll use them on vegetables, I'll use them anytime I just need to cut something in the kitchen. And while we're cutting this up, we're going to let this get hot. So we're going to just turn our knob. It's going to start off on the sear, and then we hit start. So we're going to just let that get hot. And again, like I said, if you see anything throughout this demo that you have questions about, please put it in the comments, or questions about maybe you have one already and you're not really sure what to do with it. Again, I'm more than happy to address that with you. And I will get to those questions and comments after the live demo is finished. Tonight we're also going to be looking at our double burner grill pan because this would just not be a demo without the double burner grill pan. Anybody out there that knows me knows that I live by the double burner grill pan because every kitchen should have the double burner just because of the magnitude of food that it will cook and how fast it will cook it. So tonight I'm going to give you a lot of options when it comes to quick cooking in your kitchen, saving time in the kitchen, and maybe, like I said, expanding those recipes. I mean, if you find yourself in a rut and you're cooking the same thing over and over again, really using different product can actually help you expand your options in the kitchen. So we have our bacon cut here. We're just going to throw it in here and let it start searing. And the next thing we need to do is get some onion chopped for this. So we're going to use our food processor. Now, food processor's been out for many years. It actually came out just a few years after I started Pampered Chef. And in October, I celebrated my 8th anniversary with this business, which is amazing. I mean, time just flies. I can't believe I've been doing this that long. But it's such a fun job that I guess, like they say, time flies when you're having fun, right? So simply just going to cut the ends off of our onion here. And yes, for those of you that are wondering, these are new knives. You may be looking at this going, oh my goodness, I have the Pampered Chef knives, but I didn't know that mine don't look like that. That's because we actually updated the technology on our knives, much like the iPhone and all the other stuff out there that people update technology on. Even cooking utensils need technology updates as well. So we did that with our knives. We've also done that with our cookware. So when you see me using the double burner grill pan in a little while, it is now actually dishwasher safe. So there's a new technology, like I said, with it that makes non-stick cookware dishwasher safe. I never thought it would happen, but it actually did. So we're going to be using our veggie wedger here. I'm simply going to take our onion, put it right in the center. I'm going to line up the lines here and go straight down, and just like that, we have our onion that has been wedged super fast. Now I'm going to throw our wedges into our food processor. So the veggie wedger and the food processor are actually great companions. They go hand in hand. So I have 2 wedges in here because that's all we need for this recipe. I just put the lid to the food processor on, unlock the handle, and just start turning. And in a matter of seconds, these 2 wedges will be chopped, which is really nice. Some of you may be very, very familiar with our food chopper. And it's basically a food chopper on crack because it will do everything the food chopper does, but plus more. So see how, I mean, just that fast, that onion was chopped. So again, it's another one of those products that I think every single kitchen should have because it just saves a ton of time. So we've added our onion here. Get everything nice and stirred around. Get that bacon searing. I'm not going to lie, that onion was a little strong. Getting me a little emotional over here. So we're going to let our bacon continue to sear. And then I want to show you this awesome product. This is called our measuring colander. So I did rinse the beans before I started this, so I did not have to soak them. That's the great thing about this quick cooker, is when you're doing beans, you don't have to pre-soak them. So no worries, you don't have to get them ready the night before. They don't have to, you know, soak for 8 hours and then put in a crock pot for 8 hours. I just rinsed them using the measuring colander. This also comes in handy if you need to open a can of like black beans and rinse them off before you cook them. Can of corn. The bottom here is actually shaped perfect for a can of tuna fish. So you open up your can of tuna fish, you can take this, just press it right inside, dump out the fluid. Voila. So multifunctional, just like everything else that we sell. So that's what I used in order to rinse and drain our beans. I am using northern beans for this recipe this evening. You can also use navy beans for baked beans also. So I will tell you this, since I've gotten the quick cooker in my life, I've become a lot more experimental with beans. I used to just buy beans in the can, but having the quick cooker now and not having to worry about pre-soak them or you putting them in the crock pot and making sure that they cook long enough, this makes it so easy. I make homemade pinto beans at least once a week now, and they're done in 30 minutes because I'm doing 2 cups of the pinto beans and I'm adding in my Mexican style diced tomatoes with my seasoning and onions and garlic, and they're just so much healthier for you because you're doing them from scratch. A lot of times when you're buying that stuff in the cans, you've got so many preservatives in them. So if you're looking to even make a simple change in diet, taking out those preservatives, which equals sodium, can make a huge difference in your diet. So again, investing in something like this is a great way to get started on making or starting to make those small changes in your diet, because there's so many things that they put in our food these days that it really is quite beneficial to go ahead and invest in your kitchen. You know, I tell people all the time, if your husband's investing in stuff in the garage, right, he needs a certain tool for a certain project, there's no reason why we should not consider the kitchen our own garage when it comes to investing in tools, right, for our kitchen in order to get the job done right. So let me get this stirred here. Got a couple more minutes. We're going to let this bacon cook, and then we're going to pour in the rest of our ingredients and get the lid on, and then we're going to start pressure cooking the beans. Now, I will make sure that I type up these recipes and get them posted because we don't want anybody having to worry about writing down the recipe right now. As a matter of fact, I always encourage people, have a piece of paper next to you if you're watching this and you really want to know, or you really like what you see, take a pen, take a piece of paper, and make some notes. This is called the quick cooker, right? We use the measuring colander already. We've used a really great knife. As a matter of fact, it's an award-winning knife, and the knives have only been out a short period of time. So considering that and the fact that they're already award-winning is a pretty big deal. And our kitchen scissors also. Remember, like I said, great scissors to have. And every kitchen needs a really, really good set of kitchen shears. So we're going to go ahead now and add in some of our brown sugar. So we need 1/3 cup of brown sugar. This is our measure all cup. We've had this thing out for a very, very long time. You have one side here that will do liquids. And if you flip it over and you push it down like this, it will do solid. So if you're needing to measure like peanut butter, sour cream, Greek yogurt, brown sugar, ketchup, things like that that you don't want to have to scrape back out once you measure them and try to get them at the right level, this is definitely a must-have product for every kitchen. That's why it has stayed in our product line for so long. So I need 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So I'm simply going to find that here on the side. So I just found that. And we're going to pack the brown sugar in here. And you'll see just how easy it releases. Especially when you're trying to measure like mayonnaise, sour cream, peanut butter, I will tell you, is the big one because, you know, peanut butter is very thick. It can get kind of gooey. So being able to measure it and then release it like this makes a huge difference. You just turn it over, you plop it down, and it falls out. So we've got our brown sugar going there. Now we're going to add in some of our juices. And this is smelling delicious. So we're going to use a total of 2 cups of water, 1 cup of chicken broth, and a cup of whiskey, because why not, right? So this is 1 cup of water, 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to grab another cup of water. And for those of you that are watching, I want you to kind of pay attention to what I do this evening, because Pampered Chef's got an amazing sign-up special this month. If you're standing in your kitchen and you're cooking anyway, why not make some money doing it, right? Our sign-up special this month is $39. Gets you $120 worth of product and all the paperwork you need to start your business. I mean, talking about an incredible opportunity for just $39. I will tell you, I do not regret the day that I started this business just over 8 years ago. It has really been life-changing for us. A trip to Ireland, I've taken the entire family to Disneyland, we've gone to Mexico, we've done Bahamas. I mean, there's so many great things that can be in your future by having this business. Okay, so now we're going to add some salt and some pepper. Now, there are all different kinds of recipes out there for baked beans. And this is one that I've got that I just kind of tweaked myself. We're going to throw in some mustard, like this. And then some ketchup. And I'll have, like I said, all the measurements for you guys. And some Worcestershire sauce. And some balsamic vinegar. And we need to add, we've already put in our brown sugar. Now, you can use molasses. I'm going to be using real maple syrup. And we need 1/3 cup of this. So that's actually when I'm going to go back to our measure all cup. Push down, because I want to make sure I get it all out. I'm going to fill it up. Just like this. I'm going to pour. And then by pushing down, it scrapes those walls and makes sure that I get everything out of there. And then our chicken stock is in there and our water is in there. So let's cover our ingredients really quick. Navy beans, which I'm getting ready to pour in there. We've got our bacon and our onion, our salt, pepper, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, balsamic vinegar, our ketchup, our brown sugar, excuse me, our maple syrup, and then the chicken stock and the water. So now your fluid should be sitting just above where the beans are. So I'm going to go ahead and dump these in here. Give them a quick stir. And then I'm going to put the lid on and then set it to the bean setting for about 33 minutes. So our lid goes on. And it will make that pretty sound so that you know that you've closed it. We're going to turn the dial until we are sitting on beans. I am going to adjust the time because this particular recipe that comes in that quick cooker guide is for 1 cup of beans. So I am going to adjust it. So instead of 28, we're actually going to go up to 33. So I'm going to add 5 minutes for the additional cup of beans. I'm going to hit start. Now, a few more things about our quick cooker, which makes it so great, is that we actually have a few safety features that others don't offer. We have handles that are on the bottom of the quick cooker so that you can carry it by the base. You're not having to worry about carrying it by the lid. And then our steam release button is actually away from where the steam comes out, the steam release valve. So you don't have to worry about burning yourself also. So lots of features to this, lots of recipes to this, because in that Bible I was telling you about, after all of the specific food instructions, you're going to have about 10 different recipes as well. The cheesecake recipe is in there. You've got some pasta recipes in there. And you've got homemade chocolate pudding, a recipe for that as well in there. So like I said, definitely worth the purchase. Now, we need to go ahead And I'm going to start preheating our grill pan here. So I'm going to turn on, now it sits on 2 different burners. Not to worry, it has even heat distribution. So you don't necessarily have to worry about one burner being smaller or larger than the other one, because the heat is going to distribute, like I said, evenly amongst the entire pan because of the way that our pan is made. And I like to start off, if you're using an electric stovetop, you're going to want to start off around a medium-high heat. Not high heat, but medium-high heat. Excuse my Dotson. And if you're using a gas stove, I typically will instruct people to start off more towards a medium heat, because gas does cook hotter. It does cook quicker, so you don't necessarily need to go as high on a gas stove. One thing I have noticed, especially with my in-home demos, is that the stoves that are gas stoves, but they sit about this high off of where the flame is, those need to go a little higher, just because of the depth there between the flame and the top of the burner. So again, it works on electric stoves, gas top stoves. Hey, shh. And then it works on electric coil stoves, flat top stoves, and gas stoves. It does not work on induction stoves, but I know lots of people who really, really want this. And just a quick shout out, you can actually buy converters for induction stovetops, where they're on Amazon. I think they're about $20 a piece, so they can go on a burner, and then you can use other types of cookware that don't have to be induction stovetop specific. So it really opens up your versatility when it comes to cookware by having those converters. So we've got our grill pan right now is preheating. I'm going to tell you some more things that you can do on this, why it's so mind-blowing, because you can grill chicken in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. That's faster than it takes charcoal to get ready, right? You don't have to worry about making sure you have charcoal or propane or lighter fluid. You don't have to worry about the weather when it decides to get weird in Texas and be 20 degrees outside, or when it's 120 degrees outside. You can do all the grilling you need right here in your kitchen by having the double burner grill pan. We also sell it in a single version, so if you're only cooking for 1 or 2 people, that's the one that I would actually recommend. What I love about the double burner, though, is it allows you to do your meat and your vegetables all at the same time. So if you really want your dinner to cook in 6 minutes, the whole thing can be done. Grilled zucchini with your grilled chicken. You can do fish. You can do your vegetables at the same time. Squash, broccoli. I've even grilled broccoli on this before. But it also does pizza. I've done homemade pizza. In fact, I just cooked one last night where I grilled Italian sausage, and then I put the pizza dough inside the pan and grilled it on either side, threw all my toppings on it, put it in the oven, because yes, it's oven safe. So it's oven safe, it's dishwasher safe, obviously stovetop safe. So lots of things that you can do with this one pan. Grilled cinnamon rolls, I have to tell you, is probably one of my most popular recipes that people love, because you just take a canned cinnamon roll, you roll it out to where it's about, I don't know, a ½ inch thick, stick it on your grill pan. Obviously, you're not going to use the presses with your bread items, because you don't want to smash it, first of all, or the presses are also made of cast iron, so it would stick to the cast iron, so you don't want to do that. But definitely the presses can be used on your meat and on your vegetables. So going back to the grilled cinnamon rolls, 3 minutes on each side. I love to take strawberries, slice them, put them on top, drizzle the icing over the top. They have a beautiful presentation, and they are done very quickly. As a matter of fact, you can get 2 of the 8 packs of cinnamon rolls in the double burner grill pan. So since I feed an army here at this house, being able to cook 16 cinnamon rolls in that little bit of time is really nice. I cook them a lot in our travel trailer as well when we use that, because it's faster cooking, and I don't have to necessarily worry about the inside of that getting so hot while I'm in there cooking, because I mean, obviously the more you cook in there, because it is such a small space, the hotter it's going to get. So by having quicker cook times, and the product to do those quicker cook times will allow it to not be so hot. So campers, travel trailers, RVs, things like that. We are just about there. Let me grab our chicken. Now, I did flatten the chicken, as you can see, before we get started. This is a very, very important step when it comes to grilling chicken. Whether you're grilling it outside or you're grilling it on your grill pan, extremely important. Even if you're searing your chicken, you're going to want to do this. We do have our meat tenderizer slash flattener. So you see this flat side, that's for white meat. That's going to be for your pork and your chicken. And if you unscrew it and you flip it over, then you're going to see where you have your tenderizer here. So you see the spikes where you're going to use it on beef or venison. So the spike side is red meat and your flat side is going to be for your white meat. So I simply put my chicken in a Ziploc bag and I add in a little bit of oil, little bit, not much. You only need a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil. So right there, you're saving some calories. And then whatever rub you're using. So tonight we're using the smoky barbecue rub. I put it in a baggie, and then I teach people basically you want to pound and push. So you pound and you push out at the same time. And by doing that, you're going to really allow that chicken to be the same width all the way across instead of just trying to hammer it. I do like the fact that it is held like this and not like a hammer. So for those of you that have carpal tunnel or you have arthritis in your wrist, you're not really having to affect that. And the weight of this really does the job when it comes to flattening. You yourself are not having to do a whole lot behind that. Tonight we're also, another good companion with our double burner tonight is the chef's tongs. We do like to call them the magic tongs because you simply just hold them with the silicone part facing down and you squeeze them and they open right up. And then when you turn them back over and you squeeze them, they close. So these are nice and handy because you're not trying to have, open them with your mouth or trying to use them on your hip to get them to open up. Gravity does the job. So these are definite must-have when it comes to the double burner grill pan. So the two things that I think everybody needs to go with their double burner grill pan is going to be the meat tenderizer flattener and the chef's tongs. So make sure if you're making notes while you're watching this that you put those two next to it. Now, some of you may already be thinking, gosh, Tenille, that's a whole lot of stuff that I already want. Well, that's why people have parties, right? Exactly. So because you can get your product for free as well just by hosting a party, just like your hostess may be doing right now. All right, so I'm feeling here. Looks like we're good to go. And in a few minutes, you'll actually see, you guys may see here on the pressure cooker, the dial that's turning. I've noticed the red button up here at the top is getting ready to pop up. When that pops up, that means the pressure's been built, and that's when the clock will start counting down. So it'll take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the quantity of stuff you have in your quick cooker, for it to what we call come to pressure. Because that fluid in there is what builds up the pressure, and then once that pressure's built, then it stays in there and cooks for the amount of time that you've put on there. So here in just a second, you should actually start seeing the countdown begin from 33, and it will go all the way down. So we're going to go ahead and start grilling our chicken. And we're going to do all 4 of these chicken breasts at one time. So you're going to hear a small sizzle sound. That means you know that your pan is at a really good temperature. So just like this. And because we preheated our presses inside our pan, the top of the chicken is going to start cooking at the same time that the bottom of the chicken is cooking. This is what also allows for faster cook times. So it is a system, but it's an easy system. You can do flatbreads in here. You take like crescent roll dough, and instead of rolling it up, just lay it in the pan, and you can grill flatbread that way. You can do tortillas in here. You can do so much stuff in this one pan. It's one of my top selling products because of just how much it can do. It's also one of the top products why people will host their own show, because you can get it in some months at 60% off. As a matter of fact, in April, it is 60% off. Every single month, though, you can get it 50% off, and some hostesses even get it completely free. So if you're one of those people out there kind of teetering on, maybe I should, it hurts nobody to have a party in order to save money. Am I right? Why not get it at a discount? Okay, so while our chicken is grilling, then the next thing I'm going to show you, we're going to kind of start working on some dessert stuff. As you can see here, real quick, back to the quick cooker, we now have the number 33 sitting there. So that will start the countdown, and our beans will be done in 33 minutes. So we have a new product out that's called the Batter Mixer and Dispenser. What's really, really neat about this is you don't even have to get a bowl dirty anymore when it comes to mixing stuff. It does have the capacity to hold an entire cake mix. So tonight, like I said, we're making red velvet. So I'm using Martha White actually has a package of red velvet cake. And this package here actually makes 12 cupcakes, but we're going to be using it in a waffle puff pan. So the rule of thumb though with the batter mixer and dispenser is you want to do your liquids first. So I'm just simply going to take the top off. You'll notice that it has a little fan system here. That's what's going to mix the batter for you. And we need 2/3 cup of water. So we're going to go ahead and place that right there in the bottom. We need 1/4 cup of oil. So we're going to throw that in. And like I said, brand new product. This was just released March 1st. We're going to throw in our egg. And now comes time for the powdered portion of this. This is going to be great for the waffle puff pan because you can mix your pancake batter, your waffle batter, cake batter, muffin mix, any of that stuff you can mix right in this cornbread batter if you want to. And notice I'm not getting another spoon dirty. I'm not getting another bowl dirty. I'm just dumping everything straight into here. And when it comes to dispensing it, I mean, it just makes it even easier too because you can dispense straight into the waffle puff pan, straight into a cupcake pan, straight into the mini muffin pan, a brownie pan. So we're going to put the lid on and secure it. So just a little twist. And the handle pumps like this and gets everything nice and mixed. It literally is just that simple. So let's see. There we go. Just about finished mixing. Now it is about time to turn our chicken. So I am going to take the lid off though because I want to show you guys just how ridiculously easy that was. So our batter is all nice and mixed. And I have one dirty dish. One. So we'll set this aside for now till we need to move it over to our waffle puff pan. But like I said, it's time to flip our chicken. So we simply are just going to lift our presses up. Okay. I want to show you. We've got some grill marks here on our chicken. We're going to flip just like that. And what's nice about the grill pan also, and especially not being over direct flame on like a barbecue pit, you don't have to worry about drying out your meat. Because who wants to have dry chicken, right? So, got our grill marks here on this one. See if you guys can see that. And flip the next one. And we're going to cook for 3 more minutes. There we go. Countdown is going here. Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to get we're going to be making homemade whipped cream also to go with our desserts this evening. So, our whipped cream maker. This has been a hot seller since it came out. I love it though, I will say. I mean, we do use it for whipped cream, but probably one of the things I use it for the most is to whip up my eggs. Because my second son loves to have bacon and egg tacos in the morning before school. So this will hold up to 4 eggs. I put a little heavy whipping cream in there and just pump it. And it makes the fluffiest scrambled eggs. Obviously, it doesn't cook them in the container. However, because of the way it's whipping them, once you put them in your pan, it literally makes the fluffiest scrambled eggs you've ever had. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my whipping cream. Super easy to make. So it will, like I said, whip up eggs. It will also do homemade butter. I've done homemade butter in this several times. It's amazing how good homemade butter is. And you don't realize just how easy it is to make until you have this. And the biggest difference between homemade whipped cream and homemade butter is literally the temperature of the whipping cream. It's just that simple. So there is a line here on the side. We're going to fill it up to there. It is basically, it's a cup is what it holds. We are going to add in some powdered sugar. Now, it calls for 2 tablespoons, but we like powdered sugar in this house, so you can use as much as you would like. It's the ice cream man here. There we go. And some vanilla. Now, here's what's even better about making your own homemade whipped cream is you can play with the extract. You don't have to use vanilla. At one of my parties, we used a pumpkin latte Kahlua. You can use Bailey's if you want to. You can use peppermint extract. You can use cinnamon. You can use chocolate if you want to. So you use cocoa with the sweetener and you get a chocolate whipped cream. Coconut. Now I've made coconut whipped cream and that is delicious, but I'm a coconut person. So here we go. You literally just start pumping the handle and in 30 seconds you have homemade whipped cream. Homemade, 30 seconds. At Christmas time, I was making homemade pies for people, and I was making such a large amount of mousse for one of my particular pies. And yes, this does make mousse, by the way. So I thought, you know what? It's such a large quantity of mousse, I really probably need to pull out my hand mixer and a bowl. Well, after one batch of that, I was like, absolutely not. I went back, I made all my mousse in this because it was so much faster than making it with a hand mixer. Now you'll know when it gets done because it gets a little tougher to pump because as it thickens, right, it gets harder to pump. And our chicken is ready to come off. So, we'll be back to that. And grab our tongs. And you guys can see just how beautiful this chicken is. It's grilled, it's juicy, it's done all the way in the middle so you don't have to worry about raw chicken, okay? This one, gorgeous, you see that? Beautiful. Now, we are gonna throw them in a bowl for a minute till we get back to the next product. And again, just beautiful, all the way done chicken breast. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off. And back to our whipping cream, which is done. I'm going to open this up and show you guys. Because this is just incredible. Look at that. Homemade whipped cream in 30 seconds. This is a no-brainer, folks. Every kitchen should have one of these. Whether it's for the whipped cream, or it's for the eggs, or the butter, or the mousse, or homemade mayo, homemade sour cream, meringue. So many things you can do with that one product. I absolutely love it. And by the way, some of you that may be watching this may be like, yeah, but am I going to use it? There's not one thing I'm showing you guys that I do not personally use on a regular basis in my own household. That I can promise you. And if you have a question about a product that I'm not even demoing, but maybe you've seen it online, ask me. I'm going to be completely honest with you when it comes to the product, whether it's worth it. I'll ask you maybe some questions like, tell me what you cook, tell me how you cook, you know, that kind of thing, because, you know, not everybody cooks the same way as everybody else. Not everybody's as into cooking as somebody else might be. So I will tell you or kind of explain what your needs might be if you're looking to change the way you cook. I'll help you with that. I will guide you through what product you need for your kitchen. Now, here's our waffle puff pan, and this is the one I am so excited about. Just came out March 1st. I think everybody at my show last week bought one. That's how exciting this pan is. Now, you do want to stick it on a burner, and you do want to preheat, okay? So we're going to preheat just for a few minutes, and we're going to do this on a medium heat setting. Now, it does pop up like this, okay? Now, of course, if anybody knows Pampered Chef Consultants, you know that we go crazy with new product and developing recipes for this and doing a lot more than what even our test kitchens come out with. So with that being said, obviously you can do waffle batter in here, right? You can do brownie batter. You can do cake batter because that's what we're doing with the red velvet cake. Cinnamon rolls. You can take your cinnamon rolls, lay it inside the pan, close it, and have one great big cinnamon like waffle puff if you want to. So easy way to do a cinnamon roll waffle puff. You can also do, one of the things we did in here is I used muffin mix. You can use, I've used it for quesadillas before. Cherry pies. And if you don't want cherry pie, you can put chocolate and caramel inside of this. One thing I have found though, I will tell you, is by using the uncooked tortilla dough, makes it really, really good. It's nice and thin. It's got a little less fat than maybe some of like your crescent roll dough, your pizza crust, even pie crust. So yes, you can use crescent roll dough. You can use pizza dough. You can, like the pre-bought Pillsbury brands. You can also use pie crust in here to make your pies. But my preference is the uncooked tortilla shells. And the ones I really like to use, because it is the perfect diameter for this particular pan, are the ones that you get from like Sam's or Costco. I think Walmart might carry them too. I think they're called Tortilla Land, but they're the ones that are about this big. Just know if you buy the smaller ones, they'll still work in here. It's just not going to cover the entire base of where all the slots are. So some people call this a bubble pan because it actually kind of looks like a bubble with the way that they come up. But this is a brand new trendy thing, and we are just having a ball with this. So we're using this tonight to actually make our red velvet waffle puff, basically. So, like I said, it's preheating. Our beans have about 22 minutes left on them, so they are still cooking. And we want to get some other stuff ready for our grilled chicken BLTs. So one of my very, very favorite products, and you're going to hear me probably say that a lot tonight, but I use this constantly. I probably use it more for strawberries than I do anything else. But it's called our quick slice. So you have the base, and then you've got the blade section here. You can use it for hard-boiled eggs. You can use it for fresh jalapenos. You can use it for olives, grapes, bananas, cheese, mozzarella cheese, zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes, even the cherry tomatoes. Like I said, strawberries if you want to. So kiwi, mushrooms, lots of things that you can slice with this. So if there's anything else that I can tell you that you would get every penny's worth out of, it's this product right here. I pretty much take it to every single cooking show demo that I do, and I use it in my house constantly. It's always in my dishwasher because I'm always using it. In fact, it's what I use to do the strawberries that I lay on top of my grilled cinnamon rolls. So we are simply going to take our tomatoes, so Roma tomato. We're going to start it off on the cutting mat. We're going to go over, and we're just going to push down. It grabs the tomato. We move over to the base, line it up, push down, and just like that, you have sliced tomato. BLTs, salads, so fast. Everybody needs this. If you don't like cutting tomatoes, if you don't like them being smashed, because the blades on these are actually serrated, so that's why it does such a great job with tomatoes. So we're going to go down just like this, and voila, we have another sliced tomato. So check that out. Super fast, super quick. Everybody needs a quick slice. So we've got our tomatoes ready, and our chicken is ready. Now let's check our pan here. Feels like, are we getting a little hot? Getting a little hot there. So we are going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and mix our chocolate chip muffin cake. Now that we are getting ready to get our waffle cakes done. So this is our rock crock. So this came out a few years ago, and it really has just revolutionized the way people cook in their microwave. So if you're somebody that doesn't have a problem cooking in your microwave, this is going to be one of those things that you're going to want to add to your kitchen quickly if you haven't already. It will do an entire chicken, vegetables and everything in 30 minutes. I think the most impressive thing about this particular dish is the fact that it literally cooks absolutely anywhere in your kitchen. So it's stovetop safe, it's oven safe, broiler safe, barbecue pit safe, it's dishwasher safe, and we actually now have a base. It's called a slow cooker base for this that fits our 2.5 quart everyday rock crock or the 4-quart Dutch oven rock crock, which is the one I'm using this evening. So a lot of times people will say, well, you know, Tenille, which one should I start with? Well, I think everybody should go with a 4-quart because you can always do 2.5 quart and 4-quart, but you can't always do 4 quarts in a 2.5 quart. So you might as well get, I think there's like a $20 difference. So you might as well get the one that will do it all. Now, if you're feeding an army, we do offer an 8-quart extra large rock crock, which fits in my microwave. It is a tight fit, but it does actually fit and cook in my microwave. So if you're always constantly looking for a crock pot or something like that that has 8 quarts worth of space in it, then that may be a really good option for you also. This will do a cake in 10 minutes, but the chocolate chip muffin cake we're making tonight will cook in 5 minutes. So if you've got a family that just loves to have a dessert on a whim, you don't want to have to take the time to mix, you know, a big batch of batter, or the 45 minutes it takes to cook the cake and then let it cool down, this is definitely going to be the product for you to use. Some other things that it can do, does corn on the cob. You can steam corn on the cob in there. It'll do sweet potatoes in your microwave. But like I said, it cooks anywhere. So even if you're not a microwave fan, this may still be an option for you because it's heat safe to 752 degrees. Let me say that again. 752 degrees. So even if you have one of those green eggs, you can actually use this on that. And we have an entire line of in our Rock Crock family, from round stones to small square stones to different sizes of the round one that you can actually like cook one pot meals and stuff in. You can do, I do a wonderful homemade macaroni and cheese recipe in the microwave that I take to a lot of parties, and people love it when I bring it because it's literally just 4 ingredients and it's cooked in the microwave in 14 minutes, and after you add the cheese it just sits for 10. Because there's such a high heat retention on this pan, it stays hot for so long, it will continue to cook. So there is maybe a small learning curve, not much. I've sold a ton of these. So if you know somebody that has one, or if you have one and you want to put a shout out, please put a shout out. And that way tell people that you love it. Tell people what size you have. Tell people what all you do with it. Because this again is one of my top sellers. Also one of the top reasons why people host a party as well, which may be one of the reasons your own hostess may be having a party. So because in the month of March, you can actually get one of these at 60% off. You know, and if you're just like, well, Tenille, you live far away from me, or you know, I don't really want to have people over at my house. Well, that's why we do this. This is a virtual cooking show. That's what this is. So I cook in my kitchen. Everybody tunes in. Everyone gets to see the demo. And because really it makes a big difference when you actually get to see this product in action. So we do need to go ahead and get this mixed. And this is the easiest recipe. We are going to use 2 packages of Martha White chocolate chip muffin mix. I think Martha White has really grown to love me over the last couple years since I've started using all these muffin mixes and cupcake mixes with our product. And our number 2 right there. Now, normally with this particular muffin mix, you would just add milk. But we're not going to add milk. We are actually going to use pudding. So, with that being said, take our nice little mixing scraper here. We're going to use 2 jumbo size pudding cups. Tonight we're using chocolate pudding to go. Now you could use vanilla pudding if you wanted to, but since we're making a chocolate chip muffin cake, and we're going to fancy it up a little bit with chocolate pudding. So, all right. I know, I just see Babette there saying that that's what she wants. Is our Rock Crock. And again, one of those products that I think everybody should have in their kitchen because it just does so much, so many options, so versatile. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Once I've got the pudding nice and mixed in with our powder mixture, then I'm going to throw this in the microwave for 5 minutes. Now, I feel our waffle puff pan is actually hot enough, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. We don't want to cook too fast when we get our red velvet cake in there. And I will show y'all what this looks like because it's not going to be like regular cake batter. It's going to have a little thicker consistency than that. Not quite so liquidy, but because we're using pudding, it's really going to have a nice moist texture to it. And then of course we'll put our whipped cream on top of it. So, quick desserts. Because desserts really should be quick, right? You shouldn't have to wait on those. Okay, so just like that, we see we've got some, I've got a little bit of a glare there, here. You may have a hard time seeing it, but a little thick right there. So we're going to throw our lid on, walk it over to the microwave, and set it for 5 minutes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make our waffle puff. What do you say? So, the next step to using the dispenser, so remember we've mixed everything, right, just by doing this. And we need to go ahead and we're going to take our lid off just enough. And we have this piece here that we need to add to the bottom of the mixer. And the reason we do that is because this piece here We'll make it solid in order to push the batter through the dispenser portion of it. So I'm just knocking off the excess batter. We don't want to leave any out. Okay, this goes just like that. So then it looks like this, it's solid. Place it back in there. We take the bottom off here. Now, you'll notice here on the side, it actually has a measurement here if you want it to dispense a lot at one time, or if you want to dispense a medium amount or a small amount. So for example, the small amount might be what you want to use if you're dispensing inside like the mini muffin pan, right? So, and then of course the large amount might be something you use when you're doing pancake batter and waffles, and the medium amount may be something used for like the brownie pan. So just some quick examples for you there. So we simply are going to lift up our waffle pan, and we just start pushing the handle, and it squirts it out. It's so cool. It's so easy. So I'm not having to, again, get a spoon dirty and do spoonfuls at a time. Now I'm going to use about half of this on this particular waffle puff, so I will get 2 out of this. Now, set it back on our little green piece here. We're going to shut it. We're going to let it cook for just a couple of minutes. I'm going to flip. We let it cook for a couple minutes, and we're going to flip again for 2 more minutes, and then that one will be completed. We'll pull it out. I'll do the second one as well. So, hope you guys are having a good time so far, seeing some of our classics, seeing some of our big wig products, or big kitchen changers, and then seeing some of our new products that are out that I especially am most excited about, which, just in case I haven't said it enough, the waffle puff pan. As a matter of fact, we'll be using it in our camper, because what a fun way to do. I think I've got blueberry muffin mix packed for it, waffle mix packed for it. Like I said, we've done quesadillas in here. I made cherry pies in it one night. I know people are doing like a cauliflower kind of mix, so if you're looking even for a healthier recipe. What's nice is when people order the waffle puff pan, I have an e-booklet, recipe booklet that I will email you that goes with this. So you won't just pull it out of the box and not know what to do with it, or not remember what to do with it. You'll pull it out of the box and you'll have an email with a recipe booklet waiting to tell you all the different things that you can cook. One night I put caramel and chocolate chips inside of 2 tortillas. So one goes on the bottom, then I put in my chocolate chips and my caramel, put another one on top, shut it, cooked it. Oh my gosh, talk about simple dessert. You can really spruce up your desserts in your house just with this one pan. Pepperoni pizza we did one night. That was mind-blowing. Pepperoni pizza in the waffle puff pan. Again, pizza crust, right? Put a piece of pizza crust down. Then I used string cheese, and I put the string cheese on my quick slice so that the string cheese pieces were perfect for the bubble spots here. And then pepperoni, then did another piece of dough, closed it up. Stuffed pizza. So easy right there in your kitchen. My kids tore it up. Grilled cheese sandwiches. My youngest tore that thing up. He loves grilled cheese though. So now it's time to go ahead and turn for the second half of this cooking, and grab a plate so when it comes off you'll have something to put it on. Now you can sprinkle powdered sugar on your pies and stuff too. We have actually remodeled our powdered sugar shaker. It is now with stainless steel, lightweight. I actually have 3 in my cabinet. I have one with flour, one with cinnamon sugar, and one with powdered sugar in it. So reasonably priced, definitely worth having 2 or 3 of them in your cabinet. Makes it easy to pull it out and just dust your powdered sugar all over stuff. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to open this up and see how we look. And we're still cooking. So, and you can tell if it's still cooking, because if it's like sticking and not really falling, then it's not done yet. And so we're going to give it about another minute. Our cake has, well, about a few seconds left on it, so I'm going to go grab that here in a second, show you guys what that looks like as well. Take our lid off. Now you guys might be able to see through the camera there all the steam coming off of this, and voila, our cake is done. Look at this, 5 minutes. chocolate chip cake right there, 5 minutes. Trust me, like I said, Rock Rock is definitely worth having in your kitchen. So we're gonna set this aside, wait for dessert time. We have 8 minutes left on our beans before those are done. So we're gonna check out our waffle puff. Okay guys, get ready for this. This is really, really cool. It's done. We take our little tongs and pull this out. Now, it does come with a little fork to pull out. I think I left it in my bag actually over there. But what's really nice, this is very easy to clean. The lid comes right off just like this. So it's 2 pieces and you can actually just flip it right onto your plate.
Why not?
And just like that, I want to show you guys what this looks like here. Look at that, waffle puff cake. How neat is that? Now we would take this one and I'm going to sprinkle powdered sugar on it. Just like this. Now if you have vanilla frosting, obviously cream cheese frosting, you could use that as well. Look at that, isn't that neat? So later on when I get ready to make the second one, I'll do the same thing. I'll finish emptying out what's in the dispenser, cook my second one, and then my children will actually have an option tonight whether they want the chocolate chip cake or if they want the red velvet puff cake, right? So very, very, very popular product already. Like I said, at my show the other night, I sold, I think, 1 to every person that was there. So we're going to do a quick review. We've got 6 minutes left on the beans, but I wanted to kind of go over some specials with you. If you're tuning in and you place your order, for anybody that has watched this video and you place an order, I am going to actually add one of our brand new Season's Best recipe books to your order when you submit it. And in fact, what I want you to do, so I know if you've watched the video or not, I want you to just simply put your hostess's name and your date of birth in a comment under the video. That way I can make sure that you get credit for for watching this and that I can add that to your order. Now, for anybody that spends $75 before shipping and tax, you can choose one of 3 products this month for free. And they are our mini serving spatula, and for those of you familiar with Pampered Chef, you know you cannot have too many of these in your kitchen. They are great, whether it's for cookies or just little pies, brownies, things like that. Your next option is going to be the mini skinny scraper. So for small cans like tomato paste and such, this is a really nice tool to have in your kitchen. And then we've got our mini mix-in scraper. So it's kind of got that spoon shape, but also scrapes at the same time. What I can tell you is this is going to be the higher value of the 3. This is an $11 value, so definitely worth adding that to your order when you spend $75 before shipping and tax. However, there's a few other things, like for any of my customers that spend $100 before shipping and tax, usually at my parties you'll see like I have a grab bag for that, but for virtual cooking parties, I'm going to give you 3 options tonight that I will add to your order for when you spend $100 before shipping and tax. Not only will you get that product that Pampered Chef sends you, but I will add to your order either our cake tester and releaser, so you can see that here. You've got one side that tests the cake. You have the other side here that if you've got something that's maybe having a little tough time coming out, you see how nice and thin this is. That just goes right up under it and releases it nicely for you. It's really great for our mini muffin pan, our brownie pan, regular muffin pans, and or you can add any rub of your choice. I will add to your order if you spend $100. And then the other option is going to be our dual-sided cleaning brush. Hands down, probably my most used kitchen brush. I know it sounds crazy. It is kind of toothbrush shaped. You do have a nice pick here at the end. So even if you're working on like the creases and stuff of your sink, or if you're using it up in your bathroom to clean. So one of those 3 options when you spend $100 before shipping and tax. So let's review that. If you spend $100 before shipping and tax, you're going to get one of the $75 options and one of the 3 options that I just said here. If you spend $75 before shipping and tax, you can choose one of these 3 options that I just reviewed as well. Now, if you've watched this and you're like, Tenille, oh my gosh, I want it all. Well, just comment below. Your hostess gets a 50% off product, 50% off product at every booking that she gets. And if you're watching this and you want the free product, just do it. It's so much fun. I can come to your house and do it, or we can do it just like this. If you don't want to do that and you don't want me to come to your house, but you want to do a catalog party, I'll mail you catalogs. We can have a party that way. And here's the other thing I want to reiterate. One of the best things about this product, one of the best ways to get this product is honestly by becoming a consultant. So you have so many ways to earn this product when you become a consultant. And this month, it's only $39 to start your own business. And we haven't seen a special like this in a long time. So you get about $120 worth of product. You get all the paperwork. That means catalogs and such and training materials. I will help you. I will guide you. I'll put you onto my team page. There is so much you can learn from this business, even if you just want to learn how to cook. If you are willing to spend $200 something on a cooking class, why not invest $39, get product, and learn how to cook all at the same time? It's really a no-brainer, folks, right? So if you're interested in joining the business, or you just want to join my call that I'm doing on Sunday night at 8:30, put the number 39 in a comment. You are not obligated. If all you want to do is hear some more about it, then write the number 39 in a comment, and I'll make sure I add you to the Facebook call and answer any questions and just kind of give you a nice overview on how to either be a virtual consultant, which is exactly what I'm doing right here, or how to be a cooking show consultant, or maybe you just want to, do one show a month, right? Just $200 in orders a month. No problem. I can teach you how to do that too. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have learned something this evening. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, especially with the new product that I've shown you, like some of our classics that I've shown you, maybe that you forgot you had in your kitchen, right? I'm staring across my kitchen here and just completely forgot to show you my top selling product. So we're going to not end just so quickly, and I'm going to take 2 of these chicken breasts out because I'm just going to slice those. But these are called salad choppers. And I want you to sit here and watch what they do to chicken. They should really be called chicken choppers, but they really cut through chicken and shred it. So if you're doing chicken tacos, you can do pulled pork with this. You can shred pulled pork. You can shred brisket with them. But in just a matter of minutes, I'm going to have these 2 chicken breasts completely shredded. Yes, it will do lettuce. It'll do shrimp. You can turn them the other direction and cut fajita meat as well. But as you will see in just a second, you will see why this is my #1 selling product. I'm already done. 2 chicken breasts, just like that, completely chopped. What in the nuts? So now you see why that's my #1 selling product. It does lock, so you don't have to worry about the exposed blades. But like I said, lifetime guarantee. Every kitchen should have those as well. So if you need anything at all, please comment. If you have questions, go ahead and comment your questions. I'll make sure that I get them addressed. And if you need the ordering link, I'll post that again as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. After I get done with all the product, as you can see, our quick cooker is done. So we're going to release the steam just like that, so I don't have to do anything. I know I keep trying to get away from you guys, and I just can't. So, and I'll show you guys what the beans look like. I'm going to show you a picture of the beans. I'm going to show you a picture of what the grilled chicken BLT looks like after we're done here. I'll post it everywhere. And yes, they do cut so easily. Somebody just commented that. And so that you guys can see what everything looked like once it was done. Hope you guys have a great spring break for those of you that are on spring break. And unfortunately, if you have to work this week, I still hope you have a great week. And thanks again for tuning in. You guys have a great night.